Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to ITHive.org's Saturday morning tech show, episode 72 for February 16th. And I wanted to talk today again about virtual machines. I did a piece last week on virtual machines, and I did a little bit more playing around and experimenting and checking out possibilities, just a little bit more. Had a busy week, but I wanted to expand on it a little bit because I'm really seeing some potential here and some possibility for definitely some of my clients, and I'll approach them and see if we can get some projects off the ground to help their business be more fluent. Anyway, before I get into any more details on that, just want to let everyone know. If you're watching this live, please feel free to ask questions. That's the whole point. If you've got tech questions, even if it's not on the subject of the day, post them, right? If it's something I can answer, I'll do that, right? If you're watching the recorded of this, same thing. Ask me questions. More than happy to answer or talk about anything that I've discussed here. So, back to virtual machines, subject at hand. So, this week I had a really interesting thing happen. So I hadn't spun up a virtual workstation, so a Windows 10 operating system, and while I was waiting to watch a movie with my wife, and she was having a chat with somebody, I thought, well, hey, let's play around. Okay, so I went into my virtual environment provided by Microsoft, and I provisioned a Windows 10 machine and set it up with all the parameters and everything, and told, okay, build this machine for me, and looked at it, and then I waited a little bit. It takes a little bit of time to build that. And, I ran it on my computer at home. Everything looks good. Did some setup and stuff. And then I thought, well, hey, I wonder what this machine would be like if I spin this up on my phone as well. So, I did that. I had no idea if that was possible, but sure enough, Microsoft provides an app and also a remote access client that works on an Android phone. I don't have an iPhone, so but anyway, that all worked on an Android very, very nicely. I could expand the screen so I could look at things very much. I could turn it into a touch screen computer. So basically running a Windows 10 desktop operating system on my Android phone. And well, what does that mean for me personally as a business? Well, all my stuff is in the cloud, yes, but it all runs on the Microsoft platform. So now what I've set up for myself is that no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I always have my phone with me, and usually I have a laptop with me as well. But there have been times where, hey, I do IT support, so things happen anytime, right? And there have been times where I just have my phone. Well, now I can actually spin up my environment, right, from my phone, access it, and then do stuff for clients. So, and this is what really blows me away. I haven't tried this yet because it required a little bit more setup, and I'm just not there yet. But so I could actually have a client have a problem. Okay, I could get set up on my phone, and then actually access their computer directly from my phone, from my virtual environment. So it's get a picture in this. So I'm accessing virtually a virtual environment, and then using that virtual environment to access my client's computer. Pretty neat. So I think the messaging here I wanted to bring, and this is expanding, In today, 2019, you have a business, right? Your business has to be able to be fluid. It has to be able to adjust to changes, things that are happening around, market changes, different demands. And if you can adjust and adapt to what's happening, right? If your business is flexible, right, you're going to be a survivor, right? And so my point here is that virtual machines gives you that adaptability. We can change, we can do things, we can wipe out machines that are non-existent. We can virtually set up a secured virtual office that your employees could be anywhere, right? And you have complete control of that environment. Security-wise, you have control of the data, all that stuff. And backup, right? We're always talking about image backups of machines. That's my ultimate backup for clients, right? That's expensive, right? But what if your infrastructure had actually existed in the cloud? If that's possible, right? Or if you can do a hybrid, right? Well, suddenly you got that backup issue is so much easier to deal with because your systems are actually in a data center, and data centers are built to be redundant, and you can take advantage of that, right? So you have the stability and the redundancy and the backup all there just by nature, right? And yeah, sure, you got to pay for some of these services, but it's not going to be very expensive. And now, what does that happen with your actual hardware? Because you still need hardware, right? I can't really see, and I wouldn't really recommend for clients to be doing their work on their phone, right? I made it work, and I would do it in an emergency if I had no other choice. But really, I need a bigger screen to really effectively do real work, right? So you still need some hardware, right? Well, now you can go and buy Chromebooks, right? You don't necessarily need all the processing power that you need, right? You can go with something a little cheaper, a little less horsepower under the hood, because you have that in the cloud. Oh, and by the way, just by nature of that cloud infrastructure, if you need more RAM, you need more processing power, all that stuff, you just simply reconfigure the machine, and boom. It's like, add a stick of RAM, a couple of clicks of a button, right? Costs more, right? A month, right? And that's the deal. There's monthly costs to virtualization, and you do pay for what you use. So with proper management, where you have the system up and running when the business needs it, and you shut it down when the business doesn't need it, right? That'll be the key to that, right? And everybody's needs will be different, but you need someone to manage these things, and that's exactly what we would do, right? That's what we do, right? What does the business need? What does the business owner need? How does that business function? What are the needs, right? Okay, we translate that into what the technology needs to do to respond to that need, and that's what's important there. So that's virtual machines part 2. Hey Steve, and I think that's going to be a key, and we're going to continue to do a little bit more work and research around that, and see what more possibilities. And I think this coming week, I'm going to reach out to a couple of clients. Actually, there's about 3 clients I can think of that could directly benefit from this type of environment, and we'll see if there's some interest in moving forward on some projects, and of course, that might lead us to virtual machines part 3, 4, and 5 as we expand this opportunity and make these businesses more fluent and able to respond to change. And I think that's the key behind this, right? Lower some of their hardware costs of ownership and increase the stability, right? So anyway, Not sure if I've done 15 minutes here, but yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to talk about. We got a little bit of snow, as everyone can see, but yeah, yeah, good for workout. Anyway, that's it for this week. Again, join me every Saturday, 10 o'clock, right on the nose. I don't know, next week, episode 73. Don't know what we're going to be talking about. Don't know where I'm going to be. Likely here, but who knows. And if you have questions or something that you want to hear or subject matter you want me to talk about, shoot me a line, right? ITHive.org. We're not hard to find. And Chris Bowles, not hard to find. Okay? Anyway, have a good week. Have a good long weekend, everybody. And enjoy yourself. I, for myself, in a couple hours, on my way to Peterborough and Toronto. Got to do that. Support teenagers who's in university and do some family visiting. All right. See you all later. Okay. We'll talk. Bye.